there, everyone, and happy Friday, or as I should say, happy Fry-yay. This is what my director, Dan, wrote on my rundown today. So yeah, happy Fry-yay, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on UpNorthLive Unscripted tonight. We are going to get right into it, and we're going to be talking about something that I'm sure you've heard a lot of over the past 12 plus hours. That, of course, is the first presidential debate that happened last night. So we want to know, in your opinion, which candidate do you think had the better performance at Thursday night's presidential debate? As of right now, 71% say Donald Trump, 7% say Joe Biden, and 22% said neither did well. So you can scan that QR code on your screen now to let us know what you think. You can also leave a comment with your opinions on this. It looks like, just looking at our Facebook post, we have 399 votes right now, and we have about 100 comments. So I'll just go through and read some of those comments. So the top comment that comes up is from Cindy, and Cindy says, neither. We need two different candidates. We are in a lot of trouble with either one of them. Ellen says, yep, Trump did a great job of repeating all his lies. Sandy says Trump, 2024. William said, what is the biggest liar in the world? And the other one is just too old. Sarah says Trump. Diane says Trump definitely. Trish says neither. Ugh. Let's see what else. Lori says, hey, let's send these two off to play golf and enjoy their golden years, and we'll pick someone else to run the country. In case you missed it, they did indeed debate about golf there for about a minute. Monica said third party, please. Shannon says, I don't support Biden, but that was heartbreaking. Jill Biden should never have let him run for another term. He is not in any condition to do the job. Hannah says, beyond doubt, Trump. Cindy says, neither. And like I mentioned, there are about 100 comments. So if you want to read more of those, you can go to our Facebook page. You can also leave a comment there, or you can comment on this live stream right now. Paul just commented, Trump did. So we're getting a lot of reaction, not just from people here in Northern Michigan, but of course all over the country. And a lot of people are focusing in on the presentation with a flash poll showing that the majority of people, again, not just voting on this poll, but in a national poll, think that Trump did indeed have the stronger performance. So we're going to turn things over to a report now by one of our national reporters, Julia Benbrook. She has a closer look at how people are reacting to this debate.
First time a sitting president and a former president have debated.
The whole world is blowing up under him.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump sparred over the economy, immigration, foreign policy, and more. But Biden missed several opportunities to fact-check Trump and counter him on issues like abortion, where Democrats have an edge among voters. Republicans now looking to capitalize on Biden's shaky moments.
President Biden is not up to the job.
According to a CNN flash poll, 67% of debate watchers said Trump had a better performance. Some Democratic officials are privately expressing concerns.
I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention.
But top Democrats have jumped to the president's defense.
I will never turn my back on President Biden. We're going to double down in the next few months. We're going to win this election.
While Vice President Kamala Harris admitted that Biden got off to a, quote, slow start, she urged voters to look at what the administration has accomplished.
I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes when I've been watching the last 3.5 years of performance.
These two are set to meet again on the debate stage. Before Thursday's debate, Biden and Trump had already agreed to a second one on September 10th, hosted by ABC. Reporting in Atlanta, I'm Julia Benbrook.
I put that question of the day back up on the screen right now. In your opinion, which candidate do you think had the better performance at Thursday night's presidential debate? Trina just commented live and she said Trump won. Biden looked like someone was telling him what to say. Man, I don't even want to vote. We just got another comment from Rebecca. She said Trump president did win. Probably meant former President Trump did win. So yes, again, if you haven't voted yet, you can scan that QR code to let us know what you think about the performances from last night's debate. And you can also leave a comment and we'll read more of those a little bit later. But right now, let's turn things over to more local news. And a big story happening, at least here in Traverse City, is of course the National Cherry Festival. Tomorrow, the 98th annual National Cherry Festival kicks off. And Traverse City Police, they're actually going to be leaving their patrol cars behind and and instead using motorcycles to keep people safe. So for more on that, let's turn things over to our reporter, Allie Baxter, who has more.
Special unit.
They're leaving the patrol cars behind and starting the engines of a different mode of transportation.
We're a lot more approachable on the motorcycle than an officer in a patrol vehicle.
Traverse City Police's motor team has existed since the 1980s. Lieutenant Ryan Taylor has been one of its 6 members for 13 years.
From May through October, we are allowed to ride the motorcycles, and we do conduct a lot of traffic enforcement.
Being a part of the team isn't as simple as expressing interest. There's a selection process and then
a lot of practice. Prior to getting on the motorcycle team, you have to go through 80 hours of training.
It's a rigorous training, and there's 40 hours of recertification every year, because it's not as easy as it looks to do things like this.
We practice that almost weekly.
This is what it looks like from the middle of that circle. When all 6 officers are together as a unit, it's likely they're escorting special guests across town.
President Biden, a few years ago, that was definitely one of the highlights of the motorcycle team. Every Cherry Festival, escorting either the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds and meeting the pilots. That's definitely a highlight that a lot of the officers that aren't on the motorcycle team, they don't get to have that opportunity.
For the officers who do get the opportunity, they treat it as a way to police differently.
There's no barriers here on the motorcycle. We sit maybe in residential neighborhoods downtown, and people will come up to us and talk to us. Each motorcycle is equipped with a whole bunch of stickers. People want to come up to us and take photos of us with the motorcycle. We allow people to sit on our motorcycles.
The motorcycles catch the attention of the community.
When we're stopped at the traffic lights, people are waving at us, giving us the thumbs up.
So if you see these officers around town,
come up and say hi to us. We're extremely approachable, and we take pride in our motorcycle team. So we're not out there to, always write traffic tickets or enforce ordinances or laws. We try to just have positive interactions with the community.
And our Allie Baxter was at the open ramp event tonight to kind of kick off the Cherry Festival. So let's bring her in now live. Allie, your hair looks a little bit wet. Get caught in the rain out there?
Just a little bit. Yeah, if you're watching our 6 p.m., it literally started downpouring on us right before we went live, which of course that's going to happen, right? We thought that the rain might let up a little bit, but that was not in the cards for us. So our hope was to actually have one of the motor team members with us for Unscripted tonight. That wasn't able to happen because obviously the rain is changing a lot of plans for people. A lot of people are heading indoors. So that's why right now we are in the UpNorthLive news car. We're coming to you live from there because it's raining. We've got a lot of people actually kind of leaving the parking lot right now. So yeah, it's been a fun evening for sure.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about the open ramp and exactly what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the open ramp is part of the National Cherry Festival. In my eyes, it kind of kicks things off a little bit, even though the official kickoff is actually tomorrow on Saturday. But it's a time where the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station here in Traverse City, they actually open things up. It's not a base that you can just walk onto any day of the year. They actually open it up for open ramp, not just to be able to see their helicopters that they have here, but it's an opportunity also to see obviously some of like the motorcycle team, like we were talking about earlier. We have the sheriff's office out here. We have some of those aerobatic planes. We have the Blue Angels. We are seeing all of those people who are going to be featured in the air show over the weekend. But instead of being up in the sky, they are here on the ground. The pilots are here too. So it's a really awesome opportunity for the community really to be able to come in and interact with those people that they're seeing over the sky this weekend.
So despite the rain, the show still went on?
Oh, the show is still going on for sure. If we were outside right now, you would see that there is still some loyal people out there. The Coast Guard, they have some umbrellas. People have got some ponchos out there. That's definitely not stopping the fun that people are having. We are inside the news car, of course, because the rain is a little bit loud. So for our viewers on Unscripted to be able to hear us, we are inside the car. But yeah, we still see people. I mean, when we got here initially, there was a long line of people and it was already drizzling at that point. So people are out here and they're really wanting to see this up close. This is something that happens every year. So I think people really want to take advantage of it.
And so people can still go down there right now and check it out if they want to kind of, beat the rain.
Yes, they are definitely not closing up shop around here. In fact, there's so many members of the Coast Guard Air Station here who are walking around, mingling with the community, saying, "Hey, can we get you anything? Like, what can we connect you with?" So it's actually a really personable experience out here, and they are really wanting to make sure that everyone's comfortable. It was described to us earlier, actually, when we were on the rooftop with one of the guys. They said, this is like our home, and we're inviting guests into our home. So we want to make sure our guests have a really good experience.
Like a little housewarming party.
Exactly. Like a little housewarming party once a year. So calendars.
That's awesome, Allie. Well, going back to your story about the Traverse City Police motorcycle team. So, is this something that really only happens during the Cherry Festival and big events, or is this team around all year?
So technically the team is around all year, but as you know, here in northern Michigan, we get a little bit of some harsh winter weather. So really they're riding May through October. And
Okay.
of course, a part of the Cherry Festival, that's a big part of it because things get really busy around here. Traffic is pretty congested. So the motorcycle team is really important because they're able to get places that a lot of the patrol vehicles can't. Plus, they're doing a lot of escorts around this time of year, too. Not just escorts, though. What they're also doing from May to October, they're doing some of those events, like you said. They also do certain funeral processions as well. They actually were at one this morning before we were able to meet and do our story. So it's a lot of different things that they are able to be a part of. And especially when they are fully together as like a 6-person unit, it's mostly for those escorts and stuff like that, because they kind of need all hands on deck for that.
Sure. And I know you mentioned this in your story, but I remember a couple years ago when President Biden did come, and I remember seeing the Traverse City Police motorcycles escorting him to, I believe, Moomers to get some ice cream.
Yes, exactly. And that's a big part of why they are around. And that's a big part of why we need something like the motorcycle unit, because, like you said, they can just get places that others can't, and they're able to move quickly and be able to provide that escort. And not only, for the safety of whoever they are escorting, but this is a really big deal for the officers that are on the motorcycle team. This, like they were saying earlier in that story, it's a really unique opportunity. And they said they just feel really honored to be able to show off Traverse City to these special guests that we have.
And has it been the same 6 members for a long time, or how does that work?
Yeah, it actually has been the same 6 for the past 4 years, is what I was
Okay.
told. That's actually about to switch a little bit. So they do have 2 new members who are taking the spots of 2 who are moving to different positions. So they're not going to be on the motorcycle team anymore. And those 2 new members, they're actually right now at their training school down in the suburbs of the Detroit area. So they are not able to participate with the motorcycle team for Cherry Fest this year, but they are getting trained up and they're going to be able to do that next year. So it's pretty exciting. So there's lots of opportunities during the last few years to kind of go in, go out with different members.
And Allie, in about 30 seconds, is there anything else you want people to know about your story and about the Traverse City Police motorcycle team?
Well, I guess just like they said in that story, they want you to come up and say hi. They said, "Hey, we're like super approachable." And me, I told them, "Oh my goodness, like honestly, you look more intimidating like on the motorcycle."
Yeah.
They're pink and it's actually more intimidating, but they said, "No, we promise we're not. Like we really do want, like this is why we're on the motorcycles. We want you guys to come up and talk to us." Plus, like they're saying, they have stickers, they have goodies for some of the kids. So if you see them, like wave, flag them down. They want to be able to interact with you.
Well, Allie, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you're able to stay dry now that you're in the car. So good luck going back out there in the rain tonight. And we are going to take a short break here on Up North Live Unscripted. I'm going to put our question of the day back up on the screen for those of you watching online. You can vote. And when we come back, we will hopefully check in with Chief Meteorologist Joe Charlevoix. Stick around. We'll be right back.
There's another chair. Oh.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a special treat tonight.
Hi.
Joe is joining us in studio for our weather segment. I'll scooch this chair over.
Oh, that's okay.
So,
It's
all right,
an honor
Joe.
to be here.
It's good to have you. And it's been a bit of a cloudy, kind of cooler Friday.
Yeah.
Are these conditions going to continue into the weekend?
You know, it won't be really cool tomorrow, but we are going to see, as we move on here, a little bit of, rain. We already have some now, but we're going to be dealing with some rain at times tomorrow. And then Sunday looks okay. So is that what we have up there, Maya, or the radar right now?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what's been rolling in this afternoon. We started with some of that rain, and there's a look at Mackinac Island right now. That's kind of downtown in Mackinac County. And you can see some of the rain. Although, look, hey.
Still some bikers out there.
Yes, people are biking, enjoying that. As we looked at radar there, we have some of that light rain coming in this evening across northern Michigan. Go ahead, Harrison's running my graphics in the back. Double click. There you go. Got it. Yeah. So there's a look at that rain that's coming in this evening. Now, if you look back in Wisconsin, let's click on the other radar map there, Harrison. You see this area of rain. You got to double click.
You can do it, Harrison.
We're having the reason I'm in here with Maya is we're having issues with my microphone in the weather center and the camera. So I'm in here and Harrison's running my graphics. All right, there's a look at what we expect going forward. So there's the rain right now. This is Stormcast, so future radar. And as we slide this along on the top there, Harrison, good job. You can see some of the showers and thunderstorms late tonight. Now, that is some heavier rain tonight. We're going to get some downpours right around 3, 4 o'clock. You can see some of that right there. Then tomorrow morning, early rain is going to come to an end. And then watch as we get into the afternoon, right there, some sunshine. So the reason I point this out, we're going to get rain in the morning, Maya. Then what should be a nice afternoon. The sun's going to come out, but then look what happens here.
More rain.
There's another line of thunderstorms that's going to roll in tomorrow evening, just ahead of a secondary cold front. Some of these could be on the stronger side. So the sun, then as we get into the evening, a few storms around. Then Sunday looks fantastic. Our severe weather threat tomorrow, we're in that marginal risk for a stronger storm or two. That would be mainly in the evening tomorrow. And as we take a look at total rainfall over the weekend, keep in mind some of those downpours, we could see perhaps up to an inch or so of rain. You know, look at Sheboygan, look at Pellston, Petoskey, perhaps an inch or so of rain there. We have the air show going on in Traverse City as part of the National Cherry Festival. I'm hoping, based on the time of the show, that the morning rain will be gone and before the evening storms get in here. So we're hopeful for that. Highs in the 70s Saturday, Sunday. We're looking at temperatures mainly in the 60s. And we also have the St. Agnes Car Show this weekend there in Mackinac County. And so we slide that along. We'll see temperatures mainly in the 60s and 70s. Tomorrow, that chance for some rain, but Sunday looks really nice, mid and upper 60s. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the weekend. We'll dodge a little bit of rain. Sunday, though, looks pretty nice, Maya.
And the rest of the week, not too shabby.
No, looking ahead, Monday looks all right. Tuesday, another round of rain. And then as we get into the 4th of July, highs around 80 on Thursday.
All right. Well, Joe, thanks so much for joining us in studio. We are going to take another short break here on Up North Live Unscripted. When we come back, we'll check in with Sports Director Harrison Beebe, who is no longer running Joe's graphics, so he can talk about sports. That's next. Welcome back, everyone, to Up North Live Unscripted. We'll bring in sports director Harrison Beebe. And Harrison, I think it's good that you are the sports director and not a meteorologist, because you were struggling there with those graphics for a bit.
Joe, not only have I never worked with that system before, Joe had me do it at the last minute, and his speaker wasn't even on, so I had no cues. Anyways, we're on live.
We set you up for failure there,
but everybody how the donuts are made. But yes, there were some technical difficulties with that, but I tried my best. Just like the Red Wings are going to try their best tonight when they are as part of the NHL draft that's taking place out at the Sphere out in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's 3:55 in the afternoon out there. Yep, there's the draft order. San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim, Columbus, Montreal. They'll pick top 5, but the Wings are at 15th, which is the longest they've had to wait for a pick since 2016. The last year they made the playoffs. Obviously, the Wings almost made the playoffs this year, so that was why they're so far there. A lot of fans are accustomed, just like the Pistons, to seeing them pick in the top 10. That's not the case this year. They're picking at 15th. So, it's hard to tell who's really going to be available at that point. I know my brother-in-law told me he hopes they pick Cole Iserman, but it's not spelled the same way. It's spelled Eiserman. So unlike the Yzerman Iserman, there might be a different Iserman in a Red Wing uniform. Definitely be cool. I think it'd sell some uniforms, really cool. But we'll see if that'll motivate them to actually draft that player.
What else is going on in the sports world tonight, Harrison?
Not too much is going on in the sports world, but I do want to give a shout out to, I know, a viewer that's watching Up North Live Unscripted right now. I've got her picture on my desk. This is Madeline Ruth Byrne. She's up visiting with my brother-in-law, her father, this week. So hi, Maddie at home. Hope you're having a good time watching Uncle on the 65-inch TV screen.
All right, thanks, Harrison. And she'll get to watch you again tonight on Up North Live News at 11.
I don't think she's staying up that late for that, Maya, but we'll check with Mom on that, see if we can get it.
All right, bye, Harrison. And we're going to take another short break, but we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, let's look at our question of the day results one last time. In your opinion, which candidate do you think had the better performance at Thursday night's presidential debate? 71%. Okay, it's going back and forth between 70 and 71. Right now, 71% say Donald Trump. Back and forth again. 7% say Joe Biden, and 22% said neither did well. And tonight on Up North Live News at 11, we'll actually have reaction from some Michigan lawmakers on what they thought about the presidential election. So be sure to tune in then. But have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on Monday on Up North Live Unscripted. Take care, everyone.